Welcome to the lecture O7 on Microsoft Excel, and today's topic is Formula tab. So without wasting any time, let's quickly launch our Microsoft Excel application and proceed with the Formula tab. Having said that, I have launched my Microsoft Excel application, and in order to proceed with Formula tab, we need to first of all click on the Formula tab, and as soon as you click on the Formula tab, in the ribbon section you have different groups with various options performing similar kind of operations. Okay, and the very first thing that you can see is the insert function, followed by the function libraries. Then we have the defined names, the formula auditing, and the calculation groups. Okay, we will have a deep look into each of these groups, but before proceeding forward, let us know what is a formula. Basically, a formula is an expression that operates on values in the selected range. For example, suppose you have 1, 2, 5, and 4. Now suppose you want to add all these data present in the cells. What will you do? You will start writing your formula by using the equal to sign, as I told you in the previous video. So insert the equal to sign, and then you will select a cell where you have certain kind of data that you need to operate or perform some kind of operation. For example, I want to add this all these data in different cells. So what I will do, I will select the cell and insert the addition operator, that is a kind of arithmetic operator, isn't it? And then I will select the second one, and then I will select, then again I will add the operator, that is addition operator. Again I will select next cell which contains a value. Again I will insert the addition operator, and then again I will select the cell that contains a different value, and hit the enter key on your keyboard, or else click on this tick icon that implies enter just beside the formula bar, and you will have the answer as 13. Okay, so I was telling you that a formula is an expression that operates on values in a range. So basically this cell, that is B7, okay, B7 is having a formula, and what the formula is doing, it is operating the set of values in a range, isn't it? Set of values in a range. So that's what formula stands for. Next we have functions. So let us understand what basically functions are. In order to understand function, let us take the same value and delete, or let it be here, have the same value, and if you say if you want to know what is function, then I would like to say you that functions are nothing but they are just predefined formulas in Excel. For example, right now what you did, you added the data in different cells by just putting the cell address. Along with that, you added the addition operator, a kind of arithmetic operator, that is the addition operator, and you perform the sum of the selected ranges. Okay, now to perform the same action, Excel has provided us with a function that is known as sum. So in order to proceed with that, you have got to insert the equal to sign and write on S, U, and M. As soon as you type this, you see Excel auto populates the functions available in the Excel. Okay, so I was talking about sum. So after as the sum is now appearing here, what you got to do, just click the just press the tab button on your keyboard in order to select the particular function. This will be selected now, and now what you got to do, you got to select the range. I selected the range. Okay, I selected the range, and this will produce the result as the same, that is 13. Okay. Now, as I told you in the previous video, when I was teaching you about the operators, uh, there was an operator known as the range operator. So here in this section, you see when we selected the range operator appears here. This is a range operator. Okay. So basically, I hope so you understood what what is the difference between a formula and a function. Basically, they both are same things, but functions are a predefined formulas that Excel has prepared for us. So instead of performing certain formulas manually, you got to use the functions so that it will save your time. Got it? Now, let us proceed forward. As I told you that the very first thing that you can see here in this ribbon section is the insert function, followed by the function libraries. What is the basic difference between these two? So there is no difference between these two. Actually, the function library that you can view here as Autosum recently used financial, logical, text, date, time, lookups, maths, and many more functions. Actually, these are I meant to say these are the functions that are bifurcated according to your requirement. For example, if you want to perform certain operation related to sum, you have a group, you have basically this option which will perform certain operations related to related to sum. Similarly, in the recently used tab, you will have all the formulas that you have recently used will be displayed here. Okay. Similarly, if you want to have formulas related to financial part, then you have lots of functions available here in the financial section. Similarly, for logical, text, and so on. That is, this function library is available for those who want to directly dive into particular formulas according to the requirement. Or else, if you don't want to dive here, you got to click on the insert function, and when you click on the insert function, a dialog box here appears. What you have to do, you have to delete this. Okay. And you can directly type in here. For example, I want the formula related to sum. I will type here sum and click on the go icon. You see all the functions related to sums will be appearing here, and then you have to click on OK, and you see the sum function has now appeared in this selected cell. And now it is asking me for the numbers, and it is also helping me that what numbers can be inserted here. Okay, so what I am doing, I'll select the range, like I'm selecting the range from this to this. The range is already selected. I'll click it. It also displays the answer here. Okay, it also displays the answer here. So click on OK, and you'll see the answer is now displayed here. So in this way, you can insert any functions that you want by just clicking on this. First of all, select the cell where you want the functions to appear, and then you can apply any formulas. Or else, if you don't want to do that, you can click on the drop down here, and you will have all the formulas related to formulas category, just as you saw here in the function libraries. You can also select the same thing from insert function section over here. Okay, so having said that, now let us proceed with uh, let us proceed with the functions available here in the function library one by one, and see what these functions are capable of and how to use them. Okay, so let us begin. Okay, so let's begin, and we are going to start off with the Autosum section, and we have the very first formula, that is sum. So in order to proceed with sum, we need some data here. So let me first of all feed some data here. Having said that, I have feeded few datas here in the Excel sheet. Okay, And now what basically this data is about. So here we will be looking into the sum formula, and what data I have taken is that we have different items such as the pencil, the binder, the pen, and so on, some stationery products. Okay, and each of them have different codes here. Okay, each of them have different code for the item, and the cost for per unit has been taken here. Like for pencil, I have taken for the product PD0101 pencil, I have taken the unit cost at 2. Now what I have to do here is that I have to insert and similarly I have taken all the cost for each of the products, and this is just a roughly taken data. Okay, now what I am going to do here is that for different months you have to show in the data of particular sale quantity. That is, for example, the product code, that is PD0101, in January it has been sold to a quantity of 30. Okay, and for the February it has been sold to 45 pencils have been sold in the month of February. Similarly for March it has been sold to 50, April to 30, May to 23, and similarly for June I am taking 36. Okay, feed the similar data here. Similarly for binder, just take this and drag it for rough data. Okay, let it be, this is just a rough data, and what you got to pay attention here is only that what we are performing a kind of sum operation. So how do you perform sum operation is that just click on the cell where you want to apply the formula, and then what I want to do here is I want to add the total number of quantities sold in all the months, okay, total number of quantities sold in all the months. So I select this and go to the Autosum and click on sum, and this will automatically take the data present in the cell, but I don't want this unit cost to be included here. I want only the total number of quantities sold. So what will I do? I will just select the data in this way, that is select the range and hit the enter key. You see it has been added to all the columns. This happens because this is a kind of table, and I've already explained this to you in the home insert tab, where I guided you with how to insert tables and all that. Okay, so in order to perform the sum you have to follow the same procedure that I performed right now. If you're a bit confused, you see it is taking table 1. Why is it taking? Because this is a named range, as this whole data is in a table, and it is named as a table range. So it is taking the table range, table name, that is table 1. The name of this table is table 1, and from Jan, that is the heading of this, till June, right? So it has automatically given us the sum of all the products sold in these months from the table. So that's all for the sum formula. Next we have the average. So in order to perform average, now in order to perform average, what will I do? First of all, write down average here. Okay, and click on the cell whose average you want, and then go to the function library and click on the drop down of Autosum. Here you have the average formula. Click on that and it will select the range, but you got to select the range according to the requirement. Like I don't want this unit cost to be included here, so what I will do, I will select the data from Jan to June and hit the enter key, and this will display the average sales of the quantities in all these months. Right, next, after average we have the count numbers. Next we have the count numbers. What count numbers function generally do is that it counts the total number of cells. Like if I want to apply here, just put on the heading count and click on the icon, click on the cell where you want to apply the count function, and then go to the Autosum, and here you have count numbers, and select the range till where you want to count the total number of things that you want to count on. For example, I want to know how many months are there according to this data, how many months are there in which the sale is being conducted. For that I am using count, hit the enter key, and you'll see there are six months. For example, Jan, Feb, March, April, and then May, and then June. So in this way you can perform the count function. Then we have the max and the min. So for max and we have the min. Basically max function is basically used in order to check the maximum value in the range that you have selected. For example, let me take max and similarly min is taking to check the minimum value in the selected range. For example, if I click on here in max and select the range, then this will display me 50, because 50 is the highest number of sale conducted between these 6 months. Okay, so you see 50 has been displayed. The same data is available, so it is showing all. Similarly for min, you got to click on the cell and go to the min function and select the range, and this will display the minimum number of sale conducted in these 6 months, and that is 23. Hit on the enter key and you'll see the value is 23. So that's all for the Autosum. Next we will see more formulas. Until then, keep watching this video and keep practicing. Thank you.